In the path of life, we often encounter individuals who bring storms of negativity into our world. Recognizing and breaking free from these toxic folks might prove vital for our mental and emotional well-being. Today's guest is here to help us weather these storms and find the sunshine of a happier life. Let's welcome mindset and transformational coach. We have Chloe Panta. Hello, Chloe.
Hi, Desiree. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, Chloe, we're here to talk about toxic relationships. So, how can we get better at recognizing the signs of these kind of harmful relationships and people that might be holding us back from our true potential?
Of course. So, some things that we can look out for in toxic relationships are people that want to control us. So, if we are in a relationship where someone is controlling us, that's our finances or what we're doing on social media, limiting our time with our family and friends, that can be a sign that you're in a toxic relationship and that the relationship isn't healthy. So, those are some key points to look out for.
And when people are in those toxic relationships, share your insights on the emotional toll that toxic individuals can have on our mental health and our self-esteem.
Of course. When we're in toxic relationships, it can make us question our worth. It can make us question whether we're worthy of that person or being in that relationship. It also can make us feel anxious. We can develop depression. It can cause us to have issues with our digestive system. So, these are issues that can come up with us if we're in a situation that doesn't make us feel happy. It also can make us question, what we're actually getting in the relationship.
Mhm.
Is it worth our time? And can we do better? And that's why so many people they stay stuck in relationships because they don't know their worth. And once we find that out, we then can empower ourselves to leave the relationship and be with someone who appreciates us for who we are and where we are in our lives.
And let's talk about that, especially about setting boundaries. It seems key for self-preservation. What are some strategies to establish healthy boundaries and protecting ourselves from negative influences?
So I'm glad that you brought that point up. In my book, Untapped Magic, I actually talk about this. A strategy that we can do is to analyze ourselves and understand our own worth and to get rid of limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs can make us feel as if we're only worthy of a certain type of person because we're in a relationship with them. But once we realize that we're worthy of having more, we then can set firm boundaries. Those boundaries can be letting someone know what we will and will not accept, and making sure that we're assertive in setting those boundaries. So, understanding what our worth is, being clear on setting the boundaries, and being firm in the boundaries.
Mhm.
And that way, that person no longer has power to disrespect us.
And breaking free, it's not always easy. So, what are some practical steps to detach from harmful bonds and move toward a healthier, happier life?
Absolutely. It can be devastating and it can be really hard to break free, especially if you're with someone for a very long time. We can get support by telling trusted family members and friends, and even a therapist if we need help with supporting ourselves to get out of that situation. If we're in an abusive relationship, we may need to reach out to, let's say, the domestic violence hotline, who can also support us if we don't feel that we have a support system
Mhm.
with family and friends. So those are some ways that we can get the support that we need and help ourselves to get out.
And you talk about this a little bit in your book. Can you give us a quick overview about your book, Untapped Magic?
Of course. So Untapped Magic, it is a book about how we can live a limitless life and how we can actually cultivate that life starting today. It teaches us how we can remove toxic people from our lives and keep them out. Even those who we, let's say, cannot always keep out of our lives, such as coworkers or family,
Mhm.
we can also establish clear boundaries on how we can set expectations that we are protecting our peace and that we have our own mental well being at the forefront.
All
And
right.
that's what the book is about. It's available now for pre order. It'll be out in March of 2024.
All right. We want to tap into that untapped magic. Chloe, thank you for joining us this morning. And you can find out more about Chloe by going to chloepanta.co.